So today I'm going to explain to you how price discrimination applies to cars, specifically electric cars versus gas cars. There's been a new market for electric cars that's popped up sort of not out of nowhere, but Tesla's sort of dominating the game right now. That this is why second degree price discrimination applies to it. There's always going to be an entry level fee for buying a car. That just means you have to purchase the car. That means, let's say Tesla Model 3 starts at $35,000 plus add-ons, of course, like in the interior stuff. And then let's say a BMW 3 Series starts at around $34,000. So very comparable cars based off the entry fee. But I'm going to explain to you why buying a Tesla Model 3 is much better than buying a BMW 3 Series. So my first graph shows you the market for a BMW 3 Series. If you can see that, the BMW 3 Series produces this deadweight loss, which is the small bottom triangle right about there, and a consumer surplus right about there. So as you can see, there's a big deadweight loss here and a smaller consumer surplus. This is due to many things. This is due to the friction that the electric cars come up with, such as due to the pistons or due just general interior parts of the car create more friction than an electric car, which means that they're going to use more gas and more energy, which means you lose money. An electric car, on the other hand, produces much less friction, and there are many less costs to having an electric car, such as you don't need to replace parts over time. The average price per gallon for an e-gallon in an electric car is $1.10, where the average price of a gallon of any gas is $2.50, so it's less than half the price of an electric car. I would argue to you, even though the Tesla Model 3 is valued at MSRP $35,000, you're getting a bigger consumer surplus when you buy it, and there's less deadweight loss because there are less externalities that raise the price over time, such as, like I mentioned, just replacing parts. You don't really have to replace parts in an electric car all that often, and there aren't as many service charges. So I would argue that buying a Tesla Model 3 is better for you and better for the environment, which means everyone is going to be better off. So buy a Tesla Model 3 instead of buying a BMW 3 Series. It's just that simple.